I'm not trying to be a CEO of anything. I am fine where I am with the kids. After I'm done with work, I try to hang out with them and not have to worry about take a work call. I'm happy where I am with my career. I'm happy where I am with my family and what we're doing right now. And just being happy is a reward. That's the goal of everything. I literally have a house with a white picket fence.
What's up, dads? This is the Rise and Dad podcast, a podcast in perspective on life as a dad from dads who are intentional about their fatherhood. I'm your host, Kevin Delro, and I have another great guest, one that sits really close to my heart. I've known him for a really long time. He is a senior software engineer at a tech company and a father of 3 boys. Wow, man, that's like a lot of energy even thinking about that. He and his wife also own and manage a local wedding venue. So there's definitely a lot of unique life experiences that we're going to talk about with him, about life, fatherhood, and all of that. So I'd love to welcome to the Rise and Dad podcast, Travis.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, man, I'm glad I finally got you here. We've been talking about this for some time.
Dude, ever since you started it, I've been like, get me on this podcast, man.
I know.
I got things to say.
The time is now.
It is. I don't have a lot going on in my life.
Yeah, no time with the 3 kids, right? Like you
Zero.
had, I know. So why don't you tell us a little bit about your family?
Yeah, I have 3 boys. I got a 5-year-old, Malcolm, a 2.5, almost 3-year-old, Chance, and a 5-month-old as of yesterday, Lincoln. And they are a handful. Malcolm is 5, full of energy. Chance is 3, almost 3. And he's really hitting those like terrible 2s, like 3-nager thing. And he has an attitude. And then Lincoln he's a baby. So, he's just sleeping, eating. And
by the 3rd one, it's just wash, repeat, right?
Yeah, it's the
What's
third.
new?
It's the 3rd boy. I didn't have to learn like a new way to wipe. We have all the same clothes, all the same toys.
Yeah.
Like it's like copy paste at this point.
Yeah.
But this is the last one.
Has there been anything that is new other than his personality? I'm sure he's got a different personality, but is there anything new that stood out where it was like, oh shit, the first 2, I didn't see this? Or
Well, dude, Malcolm tricked us because 1 month in, he was sleeping 12 hours a night. And so we were like, this is easy. And then Chance came along and he was like 3 months. And now Lincoln came along and he is not having it. So he's been like the toughest in the baby stage, but he's a baby. So like all babies are the same for the most part. He's got to feed him and burp him and make him happy.
Yeah.
So once he gets older and gets like a personality, and especially when he starts like crawling around, it's already chaos. It's just going to be more chaos. So I can't wait though. It's going to be fun.
It's fun, man. So your wife's still not begging for a daughter?
No, we're done. No, we're done. I'm scheduling an appointment.
Maybe she wants one.
Nope. I'm scheduling an appointment in a few monts.
Oh, there you go.
We're out.
We're going to have to bring you back on the pod and tell us about that experience.
Dude, yeah. It's like we both really wanted a girl.
Yeah.
And it's just, but the chance, like 4 kids in general is just, it's a lot.
Yeah.
And we just I don't have the mental capacity /time/ physical strength to just keep up with that.
Yeah.
So it wasn't in the cards. I guess we're just hoping for a cool like daughter-in-law down the line maybe. And like that will be our daughter.
That's really cool. I like that angle. Don't add. You can add in other ways.
Yeah, it's just because if you roll the dice again, you get another boy, and then you got 4 boys, and then you're chasing a 5th. You're gonna go for a 5th?
Yeah.
No. So
that's great. We're gonna move on to. I know that Malcolm recently started kindergarten, and before I ask you about that, I think it's relevant for the audience because I actually know Travis from kindergarten. I met you in kindergarten. You sat across from me in a quad 4 table, and I remember you, and it's just really, it's full circle that both of our kids started kindergarten this year.
Yeah.
Because Rui started kindergarten and Malcolm. And why don't you tell us about that kindergarten experience with Malcolm? How did he get through it? How did you guys prepare for it? How was it?
It's weird because like he's been to daycare and he's been like in the daycares that he's gone to, they've had curriculums and it's been kind of like a school setting. But for some reason, kindergarten, like him going off to kindergarten is weird. Like it just seems like a bigger step than just a daycare. And I was telling Jordan, I was like, he's starting to go off and have his own like social circles now and like his own friends that like we don't know anything really about.
Yeah.
Like he's becoming a kid.
Yeah.
And I was saying to her, like, I met Kevin when I was in kindergarten and I still know him. So he could be meeting people that he might know for the rest of his life. And it's
Totally.
just weird. Like it's
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
because he's been at home for so long and now he's
Yeah.
just like off doing his own thing. And he's loving kindergarten. His first 2 weeks were great, loved every second of it, super excited. And then yesterday he got called into the principal's office because it wasn't his day. He was throwing things, he just wasn't listening. And Jordan went and picked him up. The principal was out there and was talking to Jordan and Malcolm, and the teacher was there. But today had a great day. So he turned it around, and we can go into this a little bit later, but it's when he's acting out and stuff, he's begging for attention basically is the thought. So like I had to look in on myself to be like, okay, is it something I'm doing? Am I
Yeah.
only paying attention to him when he's getting in trouble kind of thing? So you gotta do that internal reflection, which, as a parent, you should do.
Yeah, no, I think that's really huge, and that's, like, kudos to you that you were able to, like, be like, "Man, what could I do better, and what am I doing?" Because I think that sometimes we could, like, blame it or be angry with our kids, and it's like, a lot of time it's us. Like, we
Yeah.
set them up,
And
and we have to set them up for success, right?
yeah. And like, I always have to remind myself that he's a kid.
Yeah.
And like, I'm telling him to, hey, you need to regulate your emotions. And it's 40-year-olds don't even know how to regulate their
Yeah,
emotions.
yeah.
And I'm telling a 5-year-old, hey, stop being so excited about basically life. And so you got to find that, like, how do you, hey,
Balance,
yeah,
yeah.
you got to find that balance of, hey, I need you to can you please listen?
Yeah,
I just need you to
yeah,
listen and do this one thing.
yeah,
And you get frustrated
yeah.
and it's,
Let me ask you this then. When he went to the principal's office, and he's gotta go home, and dad's finding out, what did dad say to him?
so Jordan got a phone call
Yeah.
and I did not. So she's number one on the list. But when he came home, like he sat down on the couch and I was just like, what happened, man? What happened? And he was like, I don't know. I was like, no, like I already know what happened.
Yeah.
So let me know. And he told me he was throwing his stuff and not listening to teachers and stuff. And I was like, why did you do that? And he said that he missed mom and dad. And we're like, we're coming to get you. This isn't the first, like, we're going to come get you.
Yeah.
You might miss us, but we will get you. Like,
Yeah.
we're coming back, man. And we told him that the next day that he went to school, he had to apologize to his teacher. And I was frustrated because then he went off on his not listening kick. And this morning, when he got up, I was talking to him a little bit more about, hey, we're going to listen today. We're going to have a good day. But then I also apologized to him for getting like mad
Yeah.
at him.
Yeah.
Or I was like, I do whenever I like get mad or lose my cool a little bit, I always go back and I always say, I am sorry. I messed up. All right. Yes, you weren't listening and stuff, but I messed up. I shouldn't have gotten super frustrated. I should have taken a break,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
And I try to, because I want him to do that also, is I want him to learn by example. And if I don't practice what I preach, then he's not going to do it because his dad says
Yeah.
it, but he
Yeah.
doesn't do it. So why would I do it? I always like today, I was like, I'm sorry I got frustrated. I really want you to have a good day. School's fun. You're going to learn so many cool things. And today his teacher like emailed us like in the middle of the day and was like, he's having a great day today.
Oh, dude, that's so
Yes,
cool,
and
man.
like-
I appreciate the apology, and like me and my wife, we try to do it, and my wife like encourages me to do it. And like even though like I'm a parent and I do it, and it's still like a weirdness of
Yeah.
it's, do I really have to say sorry? And like my wife will be like, and I'll be like,
There-
hey, I'm so sorry. I shouldn't have said that. I was a little frustrated. And it's funny because like we do that, and you're doing that, and that's so awesome and amazing. And it like teaches them that men can be vulnerable and apologize, and we make mistakes.
Yeah, I can
And
admit that I was wrong.
totally. But the weird thing is my dad would have never said that to me. Absolutely never. Are you kidding me? But we're putting in the time that we're like molding these people that are going to be like great in the world.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, I just got to put in the work now. And so I love that you said that. Nicely
Dude,
done.
I'm trying.
Yeah.
There's been many nights where I've laid in bed staring at the dark ceiling, just going, I should have done this differently. I
Yeah.
should have said this. I shouldn't have overreacted. I should have done
For
this
sure.
differently. And I try to like change,
Yeah.
wake up next morning and be like, okay,
Yeah.
it's a reset. Let's go for it. And
Yeah.
try to really learn from my own mistakes
Yeah.
the day before. And
Dude.
I always have to I always got to remind myself, I'm like, they're kids.
Yeah.
They're young kids. They
Yeah.
don't, for the most part, Malcolm maybe a little more, but don't know really what they're doing. They're
Yeah.
just like acting out.
Yeah.
And like, I can't just blame them for their.
You're teaching them. You have to show them the way. And like, it is so powerful for you to say at night, I sit and think about this. And when I wake up, I realize what I'm going to do better. Like, honestly, the Rise and Dad podcast is like about being intentional and
Yeah.
like doing things on purpose. And like, I always say to our guests, if you're like thinking about that and it's like bothering you, like a lot of people be like, am I good enough? Or am I being a good enough parent? It's like, dude, you're already winning if that's bothering you.
Yeah,
And you're thinking about it.
the fact
So
that
like
you're
when
there.
you're
Yeah.
you're like, oh, I'm sleeping and I'm thinking about it at night. It's like, dude, that means you're doing awesome, man.
Yeah.
Like, it's like good.
You're
Like,
trying.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
And there's days when it's so crazy that you're like, today was a wash. Today was not a good day all around.
For sure. But you don't have good days all around
No.
sometimes. And so it's, they're
No,
just
I'm
like,
not hitting home runs all.
yeah, no, you have a good day and a
24/7.
bad day for sure. Anyways, so the reason why I asked you about how you responded to Malcolm was my first instance with a principal was in first grade. And I remember it. I was part of a larger group of boys and we were teasing a boy about his weight.
Yep.
And we got sent to the principal's office and they called all of us. There's probably about 5 of us. And we had to write letters home to our parents. And I remember taking that letter and being at that dinner table. I'm first grade. What am I, 5
Yeah.
or 6?
Yeah.
And we're at the dinner table. I'm the youngest. My mom, my dad, my older sister, my older brother. And my mom's like reading this letter. She's like, Kevin, what is this letter? My dad's just looking at me, just giving me a stare down. And my brother and my sister, they know I'm in trouble and they're just like laughing about it. And my mom's, you are in first grade and you're the youngest. I have never gotten anything about like this with your brother and sister. And you're already getting letters? What is going on? And like, I was just, that whole dinner, it was just like so sad. And like, I
Yeah.
felt like just a black sheep, but it was that moment and like their response, which probably wasn't the best response, but like looking back on it, I was like, I don't ever want to be in trouble ever
Yeah, dude.
again. And honestly, since that moment, I was just like an angel after that. Like I never had anything, got good grades and everything, but it was that one moment where my mom was like so disappointed in me and my dad was just giving me the wolf stare. What the hell did you do? Because they're Filipino immigrants and
Yeah.
like immigrant life, like you want to fit in and you want to just be part of American society and don't stand out
Yeah.
and don't do anything bad. And here's this first grader and doing this.
Being a
And
little
so
brat.
that was that moment. And that's why I was asking about Malcolm was like, did you put the fear in him or did you say, hey, you got this, man?
I don't think I can put the fear.
That's good.
He's-
That's probably not the right answer anyways.
No, but like, I would love to have a dad voice. Like, I've stopped him twice with the dad voice.
Yeah.
And that was like when he was like running out into traffic and I had
Yeah.
to yell him back basically.
Yeah.
But there's times when I try to use a dad voice and he laughs in my face. And
I think I've heard your dad voice. That's when you use his middle name.
but I use his middle name all the time.
Yeah.
So I can't even do it now because
Yeah.
that's basically his name. So I
Yeah.
gotta say his full government name.
There you go.
So trying to put the fear of God into him.
Yeah.
But he's very like headstrong. Like when he wants to do something, he'll do it. And which is great. I like that that's his
Yeah, you
attitude.
can direct that into something positive.
Yeah, and he'll get a workbook and just all night.
Yeah.
Be in his room doing it. And the next day Jordan and I will come in and it's just filled all the way out. And we're like, dude, what? And he's like, I did it all. We're like, cool, dude. That's awesome. But also you're probably tired now.
Yeah. Awesome. Travis, we're going to move forward. I ask every guest about this. I know about your history, but I would love to hear it. Tell us about your dad.
Yeah. So my dad basically wasn't around. So basically from 5 until about 18, my dad wasn't around. So it was just my mom and I living in a tiny little house. And yeah, it was like at the time, I didn't really like think, I was like, yeah, this is my mom, this is my family, this is what we do. I didn't think I was really like missing out on anything just because it's all I really knew. Like I started kindergarten there. And that's when the record needle starts recording, not for memories totally, but like, that's like when you're formative years, you're starting to like really pick up friends and things. And so like growing up, it was basically the only like kind of father figure or like male figure I had was like my grandpa. And he sold agriculture chemicals and he really taught me like working hard and being a good person. And they drag me to church every Sunday.
Yeah.
And so like he was really the one that was like, this is how you be a good person and this is how you work hard. I would mow his lawn, he'd pay me. I would help out with some projects that he would do for counting like cherries for like agriculture stuff.
Yeah.
And he'd throw me some money but he was really like the male figure in my life. Yeah, and he's awesome. He came up here a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, and I really wanted to bring you onto the podcast because I thought your story was very inspirational. And I always thought it has been, knowing, because like I feel like you're not really sharing your true glow up story. Because for people that don't know you obviously, your dad wasn't in your life as a younger kid or for really most of your like real years growing up.
Yeah.
And you were raised by your single white mother.
Yep.
As a black son, living in an area that didn't have a lot of black kids.
Nope, none.
And that is already a very difficult situation to be in. Honestly, without a dad, that's hard enough.
Also, my mom's legally blind.
Hey, keep going. Keep going. Well, tell us more. And then on top of that, what I admire it, and I've always admired you because when you fast forward that 30 odd years later, like you're a thriving black father who's intentional and present for his kids. It's honestly amazing. And I think you're downplaying your glow up, but I'm giving you your flowers now.
Thank you.
Good shit, man.
I downplay it a lot because again, that's just the way I grew up.
Yeah.
And so I guess it speaks a lot to like my mom and my family and stuff where I never really thought I was missing out on a lot of things besides like getting like a new PlayStation or something.
Yeah.
Like, but yeah, I grew up dirt poor. Like we were on food stamps and stuff. And like my mom had me when she was 20. So when my mom was my age right now, she had an 18-year-old like graduating high school.
Crazy.
And I can't imagine like when I was 20,
There's
I
no
was
way.
dumb. And I'm not saying my mom was
You're
dumb.
still dumb. Dude.
Yeah,
You're
and but it's good to realize that, oh, I don't know everything. So that means every year you look back on yourself and you can be like, oh, I'm smarter now. But I can't imagine being 20 and being a single parent. And like when we were in our 20s, we were going out to bars.
Yeah,
and,
sure, man.
And it's
but
just
you hit it on the head though. Shout out, mom.
Yeah.
Shout out, mom.
Mom?
She's probably going to be listening to this one.
Probably.
Yeah. You did awesome, and awesome kid here. Became a great man, but like all the credit will go to her.
Yeah.
Honestly.
No, she killed it. Yeah, she killed it. I don't know how she did it. Every time I'm dealing with Malcolm or some parenting thing comes up, I'm always like, how did my mom do this with she couldn't drive, no car.
Oh, she didn't drive?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, she's legally blind. So we didn't have a car. Like I rode my bike to school like every day basically. But it was just like, yeah, it was just the way it is. I rode my bike. But yeah, like I don't know how she working out at Fred Meyer and having to bike from where we lived in the summer because like she didn't have a car. Like she was doing that all the time.
Man.
She went back to school to get a degree. And that's probably why I went to school because she went to school. So I was like, I got to get this degree. So yeah, she killed it.
Yeah. I'm glad that she got this little segment and that we talked about her because she deserves credit for it.
I love you. You're awesome. Keep up good work.
She's already done. She already did it. Now she's got to be a good grandma.
Yeah, no, she's a good grandma.
Awesome. Hey, about that story, did that impact you as a dad? Like, how did that? So, you fast forward, you're becoming a dad. How does what you've been through or what you've seen or didn't see impact you as a father?
Yeah, I think growing up, like I said, I didn't really know what I was missing out. But when you get older, you like look back and we'd be like, man, I wish my dad, people would be like, my dad helped me ride my bike or throw football or all this stuff. And I was like, I didn't do that.
Yeah.
And so I think it was just like when you're having a kid, especially with like Malcolm or for the first one, I was just excited. I just wanted to be there. I went to every doctor's appointment. Like I was there like all the time, or I tried to. I was on a project for the first trimester, which I had to leave every day or every
Sure.
week. But I was like trying to be present, like for everything.
It's
And
like a payback. It's like a redemption.
yeah. And so like with him, I'm trying to just be there. And sometimes being there is like literally yesterday we had a Nerf gun and he was throwing a balloon up in the air and I was shooting with a Nerf gun and I was just tired and wanted to sit on the couch. But like he was having a blast. He was laughing, joking around and stuff. So like just being present and just being there with him and for him and goofing around with him. Same with Chance and Lincoln a little bit, but he's baby. But yeah, it's just I wanted to just be there, be around, like try to teach him some life things. And also make sure he knows like how kind of lucky he is. I don't want to be like, hey, you should be grateful for all this.
Yeah.
But like I said, I grew up super poor
Yeah.
and now we got 2 houses. Like
Yeah.
what the if you would have told me when I was like in my early 20s, I would have been like, you're out of your mind.
Yeah.
And now my wife and I own a business and we got 3
Yeah.
kids and
Yeah.
I'm like an adult.
Yeah. No, that's great. What I want to learn about is describing your approach to fatherhood. You talked about earlier about like before the show about just being able to flow and bend. And I
Yeah.
really like that idea. Like, tell us about it.
Yeah. So I'm a like go with the flow kind of guy, almost to a fault. Like I'm always like, yeah, we'll figure it out. If something happens, yeah, we'll figure it out. Something will happen. We can't not figure it out. But with the kids, I try to just go with the flow. I don't want to be too like strict because I don't want to like stifle any sort of like creativity or just I want them to be kids, but I also need them to do things, get ready for bed or feed Arnie, our dog. And so I try to like you got to find the balance of the battles you're going to choose and the battles you're going to just let go. And I'm still learning how to do that because I back myself into a corner where I say, I need you to go feed Arnie. And they'll be like, no. I'll be like, you need to feed Arnie or we're not having a treat.
Yeah.
Or watching a movie. And they go, no. And now I have backed myself into
What you gonna do?
yeah,
What
exactly.
you
And so
gonna
then I have to like choose, okay, like I can't not follow through because then they're gonna know that I don't follow through.
do? Yeah.
So I'm still learning the bending of like how do you concede a little bit to keep the peace because like keeping the peace in the house is like priority number 1.
Yeah.
And so I'm still learning how to go with the flow. If the kids are playing around and if they're not playing too rough, cool, that's awesome. But I still need them to brush their teeth or sit down for dinner or things like that. And, it's hard. It's really hard.
Yeah.
Being
Yeah.
a parent is hard.
Yeah. The bending is really hard too because sometimes you're just like, man, it's not worth going into Meltdown City. It's maybe you can have that
Dude,
cookie.
I am so bad at it. It's because it's especially when it's like a blatant just no. And they're staring into your soul and they say it and you're like,
You're like, you can have whatever you want. You're right.
but then it's if I go, okay, fine, I'll do it, then I have conceded. Like to me, I'm like, I have shown that I'm wrong.
You
Like,
lost. He lost.
yeah, and so that's why I'm saying like the whole I need to learn how to follow my own like bend don't break sort of mentality of what am I gotta start less than hey, if you don't do this then you won't, I don't know, play Mario Kart, or start at a lower threshold and don't go straight to like the nuclear option, which is like no TV, you're going to bed, like kind of thing. So I got to figure out that.
So balance. It's a lot of balance.
Bro. Way easier said than done.
No, but I'm just trying to.
No,
yeah, balance is.
yeah,
the idea.
trying to find that balance that's parenting. It's like that's what it is. If you could boil it down, it's how do you balance just at life.
Yeah.
And like still
For sure.
be there for your kids and stuff.
Yeah, and that takes me to my next topic, which is balance. It's actually that I tried to lead you into that
Hey.
segue. So balance, I asked dads a lot about balance because we're busy with our kids. We're busy with our personal lives, whatever that might be. We're busy with our work lives. We're busy with our wives, or we hope that we're busy with our wives, our partners. So how do you keep the balance so that you have all these things that you're juggling and keeping them in sync with each other?
Yeah, I mean, it's this year for the family, it's been hard to balance like anything. Said before, like my wife and I, we bought a wedding venue, so this was our first summer of weddings. We've done, I think, this is our last weekend coming up, but we would have done 40 weddings in since May. So May to the end of September, 40 weddings, basically 2 a week, sometimes 3, 1, 4. It's crazy, and so we're doing that. We have 3 kids. I just went back to work from going on leave for Lincoln.
Yeah.
So now I'm trying to balance my career with the venue, with the kids, with the house.
Still got to hang out with your wife.
Yeah, and then try to figure out like any sort of date night kind of thing
Yeah.
because our weekends are taken up by weddings. So like the balance this year has been a challenge. And like I was saying, I like for career wise, I'm not trying to be a CEO of anything besides like the venue that we have.
Yeah.
Like I'm fine where I am at my job. I work hard. I just got a promotion. What's up? But I'm me, like the 20-year-old me who was like a go-getter and like taking on extra projects because that is done. I am fine where I am. And with the kids, after I'm done with work, I try to hang out with them. I try to take them to the parks, things like that. But this year's been hard. Not even to mention we got a baby.
Yeah. And I think it's really cool what you hit on with it's almost like a reshuffling of priorities.
Yeah.
Especially as you get like you said your 20-year-old self versus your self with 3 kids. Like your priorities just shift where like maybe that next promotion is maybe you don't really need it or you don't really want it as much as you did in the prior. And you actually just want to be home at 5 o'clock and be able to be present.
Yeah. Hang out with the family and not
Yeah.
have to worry about take a work call because you have a team in India. And so you have to hop on a call at 2 a.m. or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's hard because, especially I feel like in this day and age, it's all, you got to grind. You always got to be working. You always got to be like making money somewhere. You always got to do.
It's overrated.
And I am.
The grind
dude,
is overrated.
It's done.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I'm happy where I am, like with my career. I'm happy where I am, like with my family and like what we're doing right now. And just being happy is a reward, or it's awesome. It's just, that's the goal of everything. I literally have a house with a white picket fence. I'm like, I've done all the things that you're supposed to do as like an adult. And I'm just stoked like where I am right now. And my kids are learning things, they're going to school. I'm happy. Yeah.
And I think that the priorities is great. One thing that I've had to do is we talk about intentionality on this podcast a lot. And it's like when you miss something or you have to miss something, then you're just intentional about creating another moment.
Yeah.
It's like I missed something that Rui was a part of. It's okay, next week or tomorrow, then we're going to have a McDonald's date.
Yeah.
Make it up. Or I bring up the wife thing because sometimes we lose track of, oh yeah, we have to like go on a date night or there's this concert in town and let's just buy tickets so that we'll be forced to, when the date comes, we have it forced down.
I'm super bad at date. Like,
yeah,
I'm not good at planning them. I'm trying, Jordan. I need to be so much better at that. It's one of those things like once I'm off work or once we're done with the wedding, we just want to just sit on the couch.
Yeah.
It's all I want to do right now is just sit on the couch and try to watch football. But it's difficult.
Yeah, my trick is what I've tried is honestly that things, if it's like events or concerts or even flights, like I'm like, okay, do we want to go to this?
Like
I'm booking it.
Yeah.
Like literally I'm booking it right now. It's in January of next year. It's okay. We're booked and it's in, right? Or we'll be like, oh, we really want to go to my wife. She wanted to go to New York and she was going there for something. And we're like, okay, should we just go as a family? It's like, yeah, it's all right. We're booking. Let's just book. And you can be in a shitty situation where like, we can't make it anymore. But usually it just pans out where like, oh, that comedy show that we booked 2 months ago, it's this weekend. Like, how cool is it?
Yeah.
And so that's been my, I guess you can say, trick. Is
Yeah,
just, like, just go ahead and book it.
it
Like,
really
whatever.
does. That kind of it corners you into kind of not having
Yeah,
got to do
yeah,
this,
no.
but it does make you go, I got to figure out a babysitter. I have tickets. What am I supposed to do? Sell these tickets? Like,
Exactly.
we have to go to this. That's a good. I'll start looking
There
at
you
some
go. Hey,
concerts.
rise and dad marriage tip. Rise and husband marriage tip right there. All right, Travis, we're gonna go into some quick hitters here. Just give me a quick answer for each of these. There's 3 of them. What's the biggest challenge about fatherhood?
Patience. It's patience. Patience is hard, especially when your kids stare into your soul and tell you no. It's little kids. Like Chance, he's hitting his teenager terrible twos, and the second I see him winding up when I want this cookie, no, and he starts looking around because he's gonna start swiping things off tables, like that's his go-to. And if I don't catch it in time, he'll swipe like a potted plant off the table, and then my patience is gone. And same with Malcolm too. He'll just say no, just over, and laugh in your face
Sure.
about it. And it's the patience is the hardest thing to keep it, to try to like gain more.
Yeah, patience is hard for me too. One thing that I try to remember is, like, I've said this many times on the podcast, is like, our kids are mirrors.
Yeah.
And we're showing them how we want them to act.
Yeah.
Right?
If I'm
And,
not patient, they're gonna be like, what?
dude, yeah, the way you handle situations is honestly probably direct correlation of how he's going to handle situations, right? So we see these in families where there's people are like hitting or like physical, and then it just trickles down. And so the patience thing, if you look at the big picture, like I like to think about when we get ready in the morning or something, it's like, the patience is, we got to get out the door, we got to do this, but also it's not the end of the world. We could be a little late.
Yeah.
And
Like today, because Malcolm had a hard day yesterday at school. Today, after I worked out, I came upstairs, I put paper on the table, and I was like, we're going to color before school. I just wanted to set a mood, basically. And when he was coloring and he was making octopus, and like I was drawing a house with a Christmas tree in it and stuff, and I was just talking to him, and everybody's being chill. And it was so like being like very intentional to try to set like a good energy. This has been day 1, so I'm trying, but like then you had a great day today. So maybe that's the thing. It's just like everybody sits down, we chat as we're drawing. Like it's
that's good.
Patience it's a virtue, man. I'm trying to find it.
There you go. What is the best thing about being a dad?
Bro, just watching him grow up. It's the coolest thing. Malcolm is giving animal facts that he's learning about like sharks and things, and we're like, dude, where did this come from? And I remember the first time he poured milk out of a pitcher at school, like when he was like 3, and Jordan and I both looked at each other and we're like, who is this kid? He was like pouring himself milk and drinking it. Like, where
It's
did this kid come
amazing
from?
watching them grow. It's
Yeah,
amazing.
and yeah, just watching him grow up, and just especially now when he's like in kindergarten, I was like, damn, dude, like you're growing up. You're just a kid. You're not
coolest
a
thing.
toddler anymore. Like you are a kid. Like it's really cool.
Yeah. All right. What's one piece of advice you have for our listeners at home?
Get a routine. Get a routine. When Malcolm was born, we had a strict bedtime routine, and I really think it helped him get to the point where he like started sleeping through the night. When Chance was born, we tried our best to get a routine, but it worked. Lincoln is a wild card right now because we have so many things going on. But trying to get a morning routine, a nighttime routine, something where they know, oh, I'm taking a bath. That means we're winding down for bed. And it like kind of resets their brain, their attitude a little bit to be like, oh, okay, I know what happens after this. We're going to put our clothes on. We're going to read a story. We're going to bed. And I know routines are easier said than done. COVID was it helped us with our routine because we were just at home. So what else were we going to do? So we were able to put a good routine together. But I feel like routines are they help everything. Then you can stick to a plan, basically.
Awesome. Hey, last question before we get into our this and that segment. At the start of the podcast, I asked you about your dad. Now, in 20 years, if I asked your kids to say, tell me about your dad, what would you hope that they would say?
Oh, man. I hope they would say that I was funny, I was goofy, I played a lot, but I also was like stern and a good dad, basically. Because you got to ride that balance of being goofy and stuff, but then you got to switch on like dad mode, and you got to teach him a life lesson every once in a while about things. And I hope they like say that, oh yeah, he was always there. I was at a I was at a basketball game, and I looked up and he was there. I want to be there for everything, like every little thing. I canceled a meeting with my skip levels an hour before it was supposed to happen because there was a kindergarten like orientation thing. And I just messaged her and I was like, hey, I can't make this meeting. I gotta go to this kindergarten orientation for my kid. 20-year-old me would have been like, I can't do that. What am I supposed to do? But now I'm like, it's for my kid. I will burn the world down for my kid.
Yeah.
I'm going to be there. So yeah, silly, but stern, always there. Good dad. Those 4 things.
That's awesome, man. I feel so much about that. It's burn down the world. Hell yeah. I say this all the time, but I'm like so in love with my daughter. I'm literally like in love with her. And I tell my wife all the time, I'm like she was gone for a trip and she's like, how did it go? And I was just like, man, I just think I like fell in love with her like even more. It's just I'm so in love with this girl. The way I look at her, the way she looks at me, like it's just a wild feeling. And it's something that I can't explain. I'm literally like just head over heels in love with this girl and everything about her, and it's wild.
It's really weird when you become a parent. Like, it's one of those things where the whole like, oh man, when you have kids, you'll find out. And like when you don't have kids, you're like, yeah, whatever, dude. Like, I have a dog. Like, I love my dog.
Yeah.
But like, when you have a kid, it's on another level. Like, we go through photos on our phones and pull up an old one of Malcolm, and we're just like, dude, can you just believe how big he is right now? And you start looking back on all the things. I have a video of him like coming out of his swaddle and he does like his stretch. And I was like, he's not going to do that. He's not doing that anymore. And
you find yourself crying more often. I'm like, I get sad, like talking about how much I love my daughter sometimes. I'm like, man, oh my gosh, I love her so much.
I don't cry.
All right. We'll see.
It's a point in Jordan and I's relationship. I didn't cry at our wedding. And she was like, I can't believe.
Real quick, Travis, this or that, just pick one. The morning routine or the bedtime routine?
Bedtime routine.
School drop off or school pickup?
Probably pickup.
Long car ride or long flight?
Dude, car rides. I love a road trip.
Would you rather handle a poopy diaper in public or a meltdown in public?
A poopy diaper. Maybe.
Like a blowout.
A meltdown.
One-on-one time or the whole family?
Oh, man.
Like that'd be like you and Malcolm on it.
Yeah, I think right now like a one-on-one because it's the whole family a lot of the time right now. So one-on-ones are cool.
Awesome, man. Hey, that takes us to the end of the podcast.
Oh, man.
Thanks for being with us. I think that we learned so much, and I love just shooting the shit with you about parenting and how much love and intentionality you're pouring into your kids. And I think you should be really proud of what you've accomplished and all that's going on. And one thing that I wrote down actually is how you said happiness is enough. My happiness is enough. I think that's like a big part of Rising Dad and intentionality is just like finding your happiness and how that's enough, honestly.
Can I say something to the camera?
Hey, go for it. Final word.
You don't always have to be grinding. Set time aside for family. Okay? Whoever's watching this.
Awesome. Hey, with that final word for Kevin and Travis and the Rising Dad podcast, thanks so much for tuning in, and we'll catch you later. What's up, dads? Thank you for listening to this episode of the Rising Dad podcast. We hope that you like, comment, share, subscribe, follow, and do all of the great things that help us continue to make great content for you.